everyone.
Hey guys.
So here we are.
For live number 3.
So Mel,
yes.
let's get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way first.
Yes, very, very briefly.
What's coming up?
So this Saturday we have a family workshop, which is air dry clay handprints. We cut little handprints out of air dry clay and they're made to stack. So that's for the whole family. That one.
Would that be like parent and then
yes,
child?
Yes, so they all stack on top of it. It's very sweet.
Awesome.
And then the following weekend?
On the 20th, we have How to Make a Planter workshop. So we're going to be using this beautiful BRT Raku clay. And you will build your own planter. And then you will get to decide what colour you want your motifs to be glazed. And it's a really fun workshop.
Yeah.
And
we had a few of these done a couple of weeks ago and they came and picked them up.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They're super cute.
Yeah. So this is the last time for this term that this is going to be offered, because next term we offer a different clay activity. Yeah. So if you want to do that, please book in and come along.
The other thing that we've just opened bookings for is Term 2 Ceramics 8-week course with Jade.
On Monday, yes.
So we've actually got fairly limited spots on that one. So if you do, it's proven to be quite popular because Jade's amazing.
Because I'm awesome. But also people who come along are really great.
And they want to come back the next time. So and because of COVID,
Mm.
obviously we can't have a lot of people in here. So
I think we've got capacity for 8 to 10 people. 8, so we've got a few people returning. So this is no FOMO, but just if you've been interested in it, contact us.
And we do offer payment plans as well. So we do ask that it's paid off by the 3rd class. But if you don't want to pay in a lump sum, please just contact us because we're happy to chat about payment plans. We have some new stuff coming up next
it's so
term
exciting.
that we quickly wanted to tell you about. We did briefly mention it in the newsletter that Abby sent out for us. Thanks, Abby. But the first one, these are both new classes that Jade will be facilitating.
So exciting.
Yes. So the first one is Monday evenings, young artists.
Yeah. Well, late afternoon. So from 4:30. 4:30, it's a class for young artists. So to frame what we call young artists is from grade 5 up.
Yeah.
So grade 5, 6, and then into secondary school.
Yeah.
So that'll be a 1-hour class from 4:30 on a Monday, and it will go for the term. And we will look at drawing, painting, printmaking, mixed media, and again, focusing on process over product.
Yeah, and we've got a free trial for that one on the 29th of March.
Is that up on the website? Can they book via the website?
No, just I could probably put it up, but you can just send us a DM or contact me.
Yep.
So that's on the 29th. That's the free trial. So if it's something you think your child might be interested in, then contact us and we can get you a spot in that free trial.
Yep. Awesome.
And then on Wednesdays next term, Wednesday nights, we're really, really excited about this one. So
show them you're excited. I'm like,
yay! We are starting a new class called How to Art.
Well, we think that's what it's called.
Yeah, we think so.
We changed the title.
We have like 5 times.
I know, right?
And this one is for adults.
And it's with me.
Yeah, it's with Jade. And it's really an exploration of art
practices.
Yeah.
So
an introduction.
Yeah. Well, an introduction in that anybody can do it, really. But also we keep coming back to what stops people from participating in art activities. Is it because maybe they don't know about mediums or media or how to make things work?
Yeah.
So essentially it's an 8-week course, and we will be looking at, again, drawing, painting, printmaking, and mixed media. And we will do a bit of a deep dive each session on, the characteristics of acrylic paint, or the characteristics of watercolor, or, when did printmaking start, and blah, 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 blah.
Color mixing, all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you will work into a journal and you will collect those experiences, and you'll actually learn how to use the medium and media and materials, and then you'll actually, along the way, you will discover what you like.
Yes. Yeah.
And how to art.
How to art.
Because how do you art?
Yes.
You do it your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
it's basically really speaks to the studio philosophy, which is all about us inspiring and everyone inspiring each other to discover their own creativity. So that's what that one's all about.
Yeah. So all the details, so how much, and so we know that it will be from 6:30 till 8:30 on a Wednesday evening. The finalisation of how much, we're just still finessing that.
Yeah.
And then when it's up on the website so that you can go and book in, we'll let you know.
And again, we'll probably offer some payment plans for that one, as long as it's paid by sort of third weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yesterday, Jade, was International Women's Day.
I know. Happy International Women's Day to everybody. And, it's something that happens every year.
Yeah.
And there's always, there's always controversy around it, but there's always lovely celebrations.
Yeah.
And something that's, it's been highlighted to us, I think, because we started the Women in Art and Design, which is an online course that the NGV have offered.
Yeah.
So we started that last week, and whew, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was
that
a
was
lot.
huge.
It's a lot.
We still
it's incredibly interesting, but it's a lot.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown. Why are we doing this? Basically because we think it's important.
Yeah.
It's important for us to continue with our professional development.
Yeah.
So that we can bring amazing facts and figures and interesting things to the people who come to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 99% of the people who come to us are women.
Women, yes. So it's all quite, it's this wonderful synchronicity in that this was offered, we decided to do it, so now we can bring interesting, so we can repeat and let you know what we've been learning. So like we're shortcutting for people to get to information.
And then if you want more information, then you can certainly look at the, it's amazing. It is really interesting.
So the first module is so the first module is why do we study women in art? And that was based on a question that had been asked back in the 70s by a researcher had been asked this question: why are there no great women in art? Now, looking from our lens back 50 years ago, we're now like, well, how could you not see that there were great women in art? Point one, people weren't looking.
No.
Okay. The other thing that we've learnt through this very intense study this week is that women were often overlooked. Women were often discredited. So when I say discredited, it's that they worked in ateliers, or they worked in studios that their fathers or brothers or family members owned. And so their work was attributed to the owner of the atelier.
Not them.
Not them. Okay. And so now people are researching and they're looking at it, and they're actually starting to attribute works to the correct creator or to the correct author or painter.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just happen in visual arts. It happens in literary works and what have you. So this is actually really quite interesting.
Yeah. And a lot of it comes back as well to women's place in the world throughout history too.
Definitely.
So when you think about a woman's place, it was in the home, it was with the children. It was frowned upon to go out and work. It was frowned upon to express yourself in any way that didn't agree with the patriarchy. It was frowned upon for you not to be that type of woman. You weren't marriageable. You weren't it was just really frowned upon. So
most definitely. Yeah.
But
also there were excellent examples that we came across where women were actually able to earn an income for their families.
Yes.
And be the main income earner, and they were actually... they became quite obscure because they were written out of art history. So when we look at art history, it is predominantly male and it is predominantly white.
Yes.
And we're not saying this to be controversial. These are the facts. Right?
Yeah, it's white European men.
Okay. So
they owned the galleries. They made the images that went into the galleries. They said what went into the galleries. They owned the ateliers. They ran and dictated what the art world was at that time.
Yeah. So if we go back to the question, why are there no great women artists? It's because they were not seen and we did not look. So it's it's impressed upon me that I need to go and look and research and find out. Now, to help with that research, I've looked at the Guerrilla Girls.
Yes.
And so you may have heard of the Guerrilla Girls, you may not have. The Guerrilla Girls are similar in their construction to, say, Pussy Riot, or groups of females who are in a collective but are individually anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
So we do not know the identity of the Guerrilla Girls, and actually throughout the last few decades, their membership has changed. So people have come in and then people have left the group. The Guerrilla Girls are really important to us, in not just us women, they're important to the whole of our society because they're actually raising up interesting conversation topics.
They create really amazing conversation.
Yes, so they've looked at the Metropolitan Museum in America, I think it's New York, and they did a survey. And of the survey, sorry, I left my laptop over there,
That's
so I
all
have
right.
to recall it from my brain. But what their survey was that of the artists, 5% of the art that is in the museum's collection was created by women.
Mm-hmm.
But 85% of the nude forms that were
Depicted
represented
in the art
were women. So their question was, do you have to be naked to get into the Metropolitan Museum? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
However, we can actually look at that and say, and look at their statistics that the surveys they did and the information they've brought to us, and reflect on it. 85% of the artists that are represented in that institution are male, and they are majority white, male, European. 85% of the men who are represented as artists are white, male European. Sorry, I said that incorrectly. So what does this mean? It means that we are not seeing women or
people of different ethnicity.
So if we look at BIPOC, that anagram, Black, Indigenous, people of colour.
Yes.
We're not looking to those artists.
No.
We're not looking at gender diverse people, and we're actually limiting our view of art to a very narrow field.
Yes.
And I think that's very important for us to go out and explore what art is.
Yeah.
And we we've got great art on the peninsula.
We do.
Have a very good regional gallery.
And I think when you look for the Peninsula Artist Trail as an example, women are quite well represented in those types of things. And I think
women make up a majority of students in learning facilities.
Yeah.
However, the gaze is, and the attention is to people other than. So, and it might sound like we're beating the drum and, but what we want to bring up in conversation is that art is not a binary. Art is not just what is represented or what people, so who decides what gets into a museum? And museums or art galleries are not representative of what art is.
No.
And this is the thing that we always talk about.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
It
Because
dominates.
for me, a lot of the conversation in my own mind about art has been what have I always grown up thinking art should be, and that is that you have to be making a statement or it has to be a certain way, when in actual fact I like to make art just because I like to make art. For me it's not about making a statement, and that's okay.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's about embracing all different types of art, and whether it is you wanting to make a statement or like me you just like making pretty things, that's okay.
Yeah, because once you explore your creativity, it helps you come into a lovely place, a lovely space in your life. So because we use art for all different types of things. Some people use it to derive income from. Some people use it for meditation. Some people use it because they like to do things with their hands, and they don't like. Or some people, And art is just not what you see hanging
at
on
the
a
galleries.
wall. Yeah, art is performance. Art is music, writing. Art can be an installation. Art can be interactive.
And then you've got the design side of things where it comes into all the television ads that you see, all of the magazines that you read, the chairs that you sit on. All of that is actually derived from someone's creativity and their artistic side.
Yeah. So we have obviously been doing really deep dives into what is art. Yeah. So then just to circle back to what we are offering, when we're offering you a course like How to Art, I think it's really good. I think we'll stay with that one.
Yeah.
So when we offer you a course of How to Art, what we're offering you is a space to come into so that you can explore, in very non-judgmental space, and we will present to you all the things that we've been researching, because I love what we do when we decide on a course, because we go and research, we bring in our own experience, and we think, oh, well, what about if there's this? I better go and find out about that.
And creating conversation as well, because we want to provide a space for you that is safe and is somewhere that you're happy to have conversations about your ideas and beliefs without judgment. Because we always want to learn too.
Definitely.
Because we haven't had your experience.
No.
So when it comes down to it, when we talk about women, when we're sitting here talking to you about women in art, it's actually about creating conversation and inclusivity for everybody.
Definitely. Yes, because if we're only looking to a binary, or if we're only looking to a particular set of parameters for what constitutes art, at the moment what we see is very narrow. Yeah. So how do we make that change is by going and researching, even like, when you've got that SEO thing on like search engine optimization stuff. I don't know. The more you put in certain keywords, then the more those keywords it's like the algorithm is driven by those keywords. And it's like, oh, you want to find about outsider art or naive art or women art or non-binary artists. Or art from Southeast Asia, or art from Australia, Australian art. We have amazing wealth of art culture in Australia, and a lot. If you were to just say, I want to exclusively look at female artists in Australia, you could look at that for the rest of your life, I reckon, and you wouldn't get through it all.
And it's just, we really want to make everybody feel comfortable to actually want to learn about these things. It's okay to go, I don't know. Jade knows far more than me. She's a wealth of information.
Yeah, but I don't know very much.
So it's really about just having a space that it's okay for you guys to come into and go, I don't know. I've never looked at this. I am a complete beginner. I have no freaking idea what you are talking about. Yeah. And that's totally, we're happy to explain it to you. So really that's what it comes down to.
So this week we will do more learning from our online course. There's lots of reading.
Yeah, there is a lot of reading.
Yeah. So if we look a bit tired, bring cucumbers. Yeah. So pretty much I think we've probably summed up all that we wanted to say.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, rather than keep going on. Yeah. I don't know, what was our last one? It was like 20 minutes or something. Yeah. For those of you that hang around.
I know. Thanks. Yeah. But we'll be back on next fortnight. So next week, look out for our next newsletter.
Which will repeat this video.
You will. So if you haven't watched the whole thing, or if you're sitting there going, oh my God, girls, you want to watch it over a couple of times, then you can go back and watch it. Of course you do. You want to watch it. What did they say?
We'll include all the information.
We might put a couple of links and stuff in there as well.
Yeah. We'll do a link to Gorilla Girls. And So thank you for sticking with us. And again,
and if you have anything to add to the conversation too, guys, put stuff in the comments. We always want to know what your thoughts are.
Or any questions, or if there's questions you want to ask us about what we're doing or why we're doing it, or could we do something?
Please let us know.
Definitely.
So as always, thank you so much for joining us, guys, and we will see you next fortnight.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, how do we turn up again?
That's right.
I know, right?